Hey, I'm Stacey, and this summer my family took the trip of a lifetime. We visited Rome, Milan, Lake Como, Disneyland Paris and London, travelling by plane, train, boats and buses, and we thought we'd take you with us. So this is the first in our series, our Europe adventure, and here is 3 days in Rome. Let's go. We've never done a trip like this before, so everything we booked directly ourselves, and we had to book everything individually, so it was quite a tricky task. But our journey started with a direct flight with Ryanair from Edinburgh Airport to Rome. It took 3 hours. It was at 8:50 in the morning, so it was a really early start in the airport, but it all went really smoothly. Just a nice chilled flight before arriving in Italy. Once we checked into our apartment, our first stop was for some authentic pizza and pasta in Rome. We're so excited to be here, and this was at Osteria, Porta, Castello, which was just around the corner from our apartment. We were staying in the Prati area, which is about 20 minutes from the kind of city centre, and it's more in the Vatican area, but it was a perfect location for us. On to day 2 already, and we went to a local bakery that was recommended by the host of our accommodation. This was great start to the day, just to go and get a classic Italian cappuccino and a little sugar hit. It was so hard to choose what to get in here. You can see there was so much choice and everything looked so tasty. But we went for just 2 cappuccinos, a sugar donut that had like Nutella or chocolate through it, which was just a dream, and then 2 muffins as well. They were really cute little love heart shaped ones. So that started our day off great. Now we only had 2 full days in Rome the way it was going to work out, so we had a lot to get packed in. So we're going to get to it. Any of the tours, restaurants or even our apartment, I'm going to include the links and the location in the description below. Now my Italian is not the best, so I'll also not try and ruin any pronunciations, and make sure all the information is included in that description box for you. So there are lots of ways you can travel around Rome. Obviously walking, we were averaging about 20 to 25,000 steps each day this whole Europe trip, but you can also get buses, metro system, you can get Ubers, but we opted for the open top tour bus this day. Like I said, very tight on time, so I think this is a great way to see more of the city than we would have been able to see on foot, and we just jumped on that when we got across the water that day. This one was with big bus tours, and it cost us €72. That was for the 3 of us for 24 hours, and we did use the bus again. Now we just booked our tickets when we arrived to get on the bus, because you have big bus tours, city sightseeing or another couple of options, and we really just wanted to go with the first one that turned up for us that day. As I said, we didn't have a lot of time in Rome, and we felt this was going to be a really good way to maybe see some areas that we wouldn't manage to walk to throughout the trip, and it was good to sit down and just listen to some of the history, and the way it's delivered is so interesting. It's more than one person talking to you, it's kind of like a podcast. I found it very interesting, even my daughter enjoyed it as well, so this was a great way to start our Roman adventure. Our first stop off the bus was to go and see the Spanish Steps. Now this is obviously touristy, and it was very busy, but it was something we wanted to see. Everybody wants to see the main things when they get to Rome, and it was great that we stopped by. It is just a stunning location. Now here is a tip for when you're in Rome as well. There is so many water fountains everywhere that you can just fill up your water bottle. You'll see one here, and everyone does it, and it means you can refill those water bottles without having to buy one all the time. So definitely remember that if you're there, because it is warm if you go in the summer. We went in July. Everything I see about Rome says not to go in July, but that's when our time off was, and it is warm, so definitely take advantage of those water fountains that are there. We did attempt to walk up the Spanish Steps, but we made it halfway and then we were roasting. We are from Scotland, if you can't tell by the accent, and we struggle in the heat. We are born pale, and it just got very, very warm that day. So we got up halfway, which was a great achievement, and got to see lovely views from the top. Our next stop was to go to the viral lemon sorbet shop. I think it's pronounced Limon'e. This is just down from the Spanish Steps, and I had seen this all over my TikTok, so I had to definitely go and try it. It is lemon sorbet served in a lemon, and here is a clip of it now, and oh my god, was it delicious. It was so refreshing in this heat. A definite 10 out of 10. We then took a stroll down these gorgeous Roman streets to get to the busiest spot of the whole day, and that was the Trevi Fountain. This is honestly busier than Times Square. It is mobbed, and there is a queue if you want to get down to get pictures or throw a coin in the fountain, but there is a bit where you can get a little sneaky viewing spot just in the Colours of Benetton shop right at the cross from here, and this is the view you're going to get from the window upstairs in the shop. Now I know you can't get your picture taken there, but if you just want to take in how grand and big and beautiful this fountain is, it's a great bit just to stop by quickly, because look at those crowds and that queue to get down there. We also nipped round to the side and got a lovely side on view and managed to get some family pictures here, but it is just prepare for it to be really, really busy here. After that we stopped off for some lunch. This time it was La Antica Pizzeria di Trevi, and it was gorgeous. It was such a nice meal, just a way to slow down and cool down in the heat as well. We went for some carbonara, some pomodoro pasta and Italian sausage pizza, and it was all delicious. Then on to the absolute highlight of the day, and I think maybe Rome for all three of us, it was seeing the Colosseum. This place is just stunning. I can't even put into words how amazing it was to see it, because it was like being in a movie set. We actually did a tour which let us go into the arena as well, and it was just phenomenal. We took a wander around, got some different views of it. If you actually go above the metro station, you get a higher up view of it, and if you go over the bridge just here and into the park beside that, just across the road, you'll get a great photo spot, viewing spot, and seeing it really all there in its glory. But yes, our tour, you're going to see more of that coming up just now. We booked it through Get Your Guide. It was a great tour. The guide was so informative, gave us lots of information, could answer so many questions on this, and made it really engaging for all ages that were there, because with us on the tour we had, not with us personally, but on the tour, really young children up to some older people, so it just gave a really good variation of information for everyone. Definitely recommend doing something like this and getting access. It also lets you skip the queue, because the queue is really big, but you do also need to bring ID with you to match it up with your ticket, so you need to make sure you have that too. But definitely something you should do if you're in Rome. After a really long and warm day, we headed back to our apartment where our host had left us some lovely sweet treat surprises. I am going to give you a room tour and kind of show you how our host did everything further on in the video as well. But after that, we went to St Peters Basilica. As I said, we were kind of staying in this area, so it was only a 10-15 minute walk from the apartment, and seeing it at night, it's just so grand, which is a word we used so much on that trip and might use in this video too, but it's the best way to describe everything. You feel quite small in Rome with all the different buildings. So we took a walk down there and then we went for some dinner. Again, this was a recommendation from our host. It was Sorbet pizza. It's rated like really high in Italy. I can't remember the number he said it was there, but it was a really nice spot. It felt very local, and again, everything was delicious. You just couldn't go wrong in Italy with the food. Everything tasted so good, but this was definitely up there. To day 3, and we had another tour booked again through Get Your Guide, and this time it was of St Peters Basilica. Now, the Basilica and the Vatican area was really busy because this year was the Jubilee year, so everywhere was really busy, and this tour again let us skip the lines to get through. It was really good. The tour guide was brilliant. She had so much information to share with us. She took us round a way that made it a little bit quieter for us and really let us experience the Basilica. So definitely something I would recommend. I've put the link in the description box for it, but it was really helpful, and it wasn't too big a group of us either, so it was really good. But yeah, it's a really great place to go and visit and just kind of get a feel for the Vatican area. It's also a different country, which I just think is crazy in Rome, but I think that is one thing I would recommend to go and visit at one point. You can visit for free and just go through the queues, so if you're going to do that, you can do it a bit earlier, but I really enjoyed getting the tour because that way I was getting a lot more information. And you do get some free time at the end as well, just to go and explore yourself, so you're getting that full access and can spend as long as you want to in there. Now, when visiting St Peters Basilica, on our booking it did say that you have to have your shoulders covered and knees covered for visiting because it is a religious area. Now, I noticed a lot of people walking in with white shawls, which is something you could have bought at the front. I'm not sure it was buy or rent them, but I noticed a lot of people wearing them, so when they turn up you're getting asked to wear them. And I had taken my cardigan off coming down from when we climbed the dome, and on the way down I did get asked to put it just back over my shoulders as well. We're here, we decided to also climb the dome and see the views of Rome from there. Now, this was a decision that I made for us, and I regretted it quite quickly, climbing these steps in 31 or 32 degree heat it was that day, but the views were spectacular. This is an extra charge. We did the one where we got a lift some of the way and then had to climb some of the stairs. I think it was 320 steps upwards, and I'm pretty sure it was maybe €15 each, or you could do €10 each, and that was just to go up on foot, and that was 551 steps. So I think we made the right choice. We then made a stop for some food, just some quick pizza slices out of somewhere called Alice's, and then another viral food spot, and that was Trapezzino. Now, this was the one down in the Vatican area in a kind of bar area called Biri, and my husband went for the meatball one. He had been recommended this by lots of people and said it was great. It was only €5 and it came out immediately. A great street food to stop for. Headed back to the apartment to get changed, refresh and just cool down a little, and thought this would be a great time just to show you around. So we booked this through booking.com. It was the Say Uno Tre apartments, like I said, in the Prati area, and this was perfect for the three of us. lots of space, lots of facilities and a kitchen. We really like a slow morning, even on a busy holiday like this, so it's good that we can make our own breakfast, drinks and everything. It had a fridge, and they actually stocked the fridge for us arriving, which I am just about to show you too. So we've got lots of bottles of water, some cola, biscotti sticks, not sure what this is, olive gusto olives, get a little mini beer, some lemon juice, some sort of crisps maybe. We've also got juice, so that looks like a blueberry juice and maybe an orange juice, some chocolate biscuits, and I'm not sure what these biscuits are, and then some crisps and little cereal bars too. We would absolutely stay there again and would definitely recommend it to anybody visiting Rome. Like I said, we booked it through booking.com. I've put the link direct to the apartments below in the description box, but the hosts were fantastic. There was lots of room in the apartment. We didn't feel like we were living on top of each other at all. It was fantastic, really recommend it. We then took a walk down to Piazza Navona before heading along to walk to the Pantheon as well. Again, great spots for just doing some people watching. They're both very busy areas with tourists as well, but it is just great to go and see all that kind of culture and all these different parts of Rome. So this was really good. And just next to the Pantheon was a food spot I'd heard about quite a few times, Osteria di Fortunata. It's a chain that's in Rome and Milan and other places. The queue was always out the door for it. They're making pasta in the window. The pasta's meant to be great. Unfortunately, we never made it this trip, but just somewhere to look out for as well. We then saw a ballerina doing a performance just under the Pantheon, and then it was time for us to find somewhere for dinner. We went back to the street just near the Spanish Steps that we had just loved the day before. It was bustling, there was lots of restaurants, and we settled on Antica Ba Vianese, and this was one of our favourite meals of the holiday. They put on a show setting the steak on fire. The food was delicious, and we also met the loveliest couple from Mexico who now live in Utah, and just got to know them, and it was just such a lovely experience. One of those things you'll never forget. But the food was just absolutely delicious, like melt in your mouth steak, gorgeous authentic Italian pasta and pizza, and just a great experience. We're so glad we stumbled upon this place, and it's one of those meals I feel like we'll be talking about for such a long time. We finished our trip in Rome grabbing some Colosseum ice pop gelato from Luciano's. I went for strawberry, my daughter went for pistachio, and we walked down to the Trevi Fountain for one last time. Now, we absolutely fell in love with Rome. There's just so much to see, so much amazing food, and the people there are just fantastic. Coming up on our next episode, we go north to Milan and Lake Como, so please make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for it coming soon. Thanks for watching.